What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it. So you already know, man. It's been big news over the last couple of days. Damian Lillard has obviously been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks in a blockbuster trade, a multifaceted type of trade that affects multiple teams, and it could affect a contender moving forward with the Drew Holiday situation. That's probably going to open up in the, this training camp next week. So a lot of things are going to be moving, things are shaking. The team just been talking to each other. Obviously, Portland is in a good position. They didn't obviously just trade Dame to the Heat and do whatever that he wanted, even though Dame deserves that. That's why if you paid attention, I talked about it in a previous video where I could see both perspectives, from Dame's perspective and from Portland's perspective, in terms of, do you honor Dame in terms of he's been, it's incredible how loyal he's been, obviously, for 10 years and whatever, how many years he played with Portland, and just the type of demeanor he's operated with, the type of being happy with whatever he's been operated with, whatever he's had, even when they had Aminu and Harkless, which is two 3-and-D guys that's not really 3-and-D. They're just defenders mainly, and they struggle from the three-point line. The fact that he went to a conference finals with that, not sulking, not complaining, asking for more, this, that, and the third, with just him and CJ for the most part. And obviously you have Nurk, but for the most part, him and CJ do a majority of the heavy lifting, right, in terms of the offensive end. So it's not that other people weren't important, but it's just that other teams had more talent from both end perspectives, more offensive talent, in terms of, that's why when they faced Golden State, they got swept. It's not that Dame and them weren't elite like that. It's not that Dame was not elite like that, because he was also dealing with an injury. That's why he was missing shit he normally makes, and he had the rib fracture, right? And he was playing with a broken rib, basically. So, not basically, he was. So, people bring up that series. I'm like, dog, you can't bring up series where Dame is injured. The only other series where they had a big letdown was when they faced Drew Holiday, Rajon Rondo. Cousins was supposed to play, but he got injured, and AD in them. You know what I'm saying? With Pelicans. But what did the Pelicans do? All they had to do was double team Dame and double team CJ and trap them, and everybody else, no one who's the creators outside of that. Nobody, you know what I mean? And obviously that's how they overcame, and they had an upset. I think it was a sweep or a 4-2. I'm pretty sure it was a sweep in that first, second round, whatever it was, where the Pelicans faced them, time ago. So you look at the scenarios where Dame's had bad playoff scenarios. It's not really that he had bad playoff scenarios. It's the context of the team and what they're going up against. When you're the underdog and you're at a disadvantage every series, it's because Dame's so elite, he makes people not understand it's a different disadvantage. When you put Bron in those shoes, if he had the same roster, he wouldn't even be making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Or people will be like, oh my God, he needs help, he needs help, he needs help, he needs help, he needs help. So it's like people don't give the same, they move the goalposts depending on who they like and who it is. And it's just unfortunate, right? I see the game how I see the game because I just see the game. I don't care about no player. You know what I'm saying? The game tells me what player to care about. I care about the game first, everything else second. So if you see me talk about a man, or you see me rate a man high or heavy, it's because the game told me to. It's not because I want to. It's not because I just have I just look at the man, oh my God, come on, fam. Man's is multifaceted. Man's have IQ like that. It's the game first. The footage tells me who to like, who to rate, who not to. It's the footage. Don't argue me. It's the footage. I'm just telling y'all the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's True Talks. Because True Talks, you feel me? When True speaks, you listen. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So I'm here, though. So when you look at it from this perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Dame is just unfortunate that because, again, when you overcome and you have to other people, it's like, damn. And what it is you have a underachieving or underrated, or just you just at a lower, your team just at a lower part at the end of the day. Your team it's just fugazi in terms of what other people would be in that situation, what they would be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, like, Dame don't have he's not in the Steph shoes where he has a power forward like Draymond. I could just run downhill and pass. That's how they killed Portland. Draymond Green was just running downhill, layup, and then now you draw two, kick out to Steph, bucket, but like, it was Draymond was the one. You know what I'm saying? Dame don't have a Draymond where he could just go off the ball and just, I'm chilling now. But now he do, though, so that's a different discussion. We're going to get into that. So you can't, and yet with Dame being the main PG, running the ball all the time, not always catching and shooting, having to, ball handle, PNR, pull from deep, one-on-one pull, step, but like, come on, fam, and shooting these percentages under that circumstances, under that type of duress, and having a clutch ability under that, having a game winner from half court 1-on-1 to get a 3. Like, come on, fam. Versus the Nuggets, you need a 3 and you don't even set a screen for him. You don't even run an off-ball play or whatever the case is, run actions. You literally just let the nigga ISO because he's that nice. And to get a 3, when everybody in the gym knows you need a 3, and to get a clean look from 3, that's the hardest thing to do in sports because the 3-point line is your defender. The man knows you can't just blow by me, so he can play aggressively tight on you now. Because at least if you need a 3 or need a 2, he has to be honest. He might blow by me. Like, there's a little bit of, because I could beat you, you might not defend me. So it's a different, you add more to the playing field in terms of when it's a one-on-one, mono-a-mono matchup, how you're going to guard me. Like, it's different. You get what I'm saying? Now when you have to get a 3 and you let the man ISO to get a 3, you know how tough that is? When the man knows, dog, you can't beat me. The 3-point line is basically similar to like the out-of-bounds line now. That's what it is now. You need a 3. Everyone knows you need a 3. Now I'm on you. You're not getting this 3 off. And to still get a 3 off of a spin step back for the game, for overtime. Come on, fam, yo. Dame has been him. If y'all don't know, y'all need to understand the game better and learn better and see from the player's perspective because Dame been him. MJ level clutch. Kobe level clutch. Dame been that. Like, it's not no game. And his clutches, he might even be more different than some of these niggas because of where he's pulling from. And the rest, and he's a PG smaller. Come on, fam. Anyways, it's a different discussion. We're not going to get into that and get lost into that. But Dame is different. Dame is Himothy. Dame been that guy. He just doesn't have the team that everybody else has. And the fact that he's gotten these, and the fact that he gets to the conference finals with a subpar team in terms of the roster in comparison to what other superstars are having, like, he's been him. So now imagine you give him a scenario, and that's what he's probably wanting. Like, dog, I can't keep going like this. These guys aren't even nice like that, and they're getting rings. Imagine I had that. What type? Like, come on, fam, yo. Imagine I was in Steph's shoes. You think KD would have never went there because he would have never been up 3-1 and lost the lead if we keeping it a buck. With Caleb on me, they switched Caleb to be on me. They switched Tristan Thompson to be on me. And y'all think that Mans was gonna lose game 5, game 6, and game 7? But that's your scheme on me? Hell no. And even if I lost that, you think I'm gonna call KD to come? Come on, fam, yo. That's a different discussion. We're not getting into that. But I'm just letting y'all know that it's different over here. You know what I'm saying? The IQ is different over here. So understand that. Forget players, forget fans, forget all that shit, forget stats, forget accolades. Do you understand the game with your eyes? You know what I'm saying? Can you see what's happening in real time? Do you see what he just canceled? He made that pass, but he canceled 4 different options before he made that pass because he read it. Are you seeing it in real time? No, y'all aren't. So when True talks, you listen, fam. I'm here, though. Enough of these weirdos, you feel me? Let's get, y'all, come on now. It's True talks, you know what I'm saying? It's IQ, that's what I do. So at the end of the day, you know, you got to understand that it's a multifaceted trade right now. Obviously, they wanted to go to the Heat, but the Heat weren't equipped with the weaponry and the roster and the assets to just make that trade. So it would be stupid for Portland to honor Dame, even though they would want to honor him. It's just Dame chose the wrong team for them to honor. We can't honor that. You're elite caliber. I'm not trading you for no damn Tyler Hero and whatever picks. No way. Dame is literally KD talent. Look what KD got traded for. Dame is of that caliber. For y'all saying, no, Dame's not. I don't forget the winning. We're talking about the talent and the demand, the superstar, the clutch, the ability, the moving the needle on. Like, they're the same in that. Kyrie in that. Dame in that. Steph in that. You know what I'm saying? Luka in that. Like, these types of talents, they're all in that. Like, when one gets traded for something, it now sets the market. Dame is like, that's the, so not Dame, sorry, KD, not KD, Portland and them is like, yo, that's what KD got traded for, you better match that, or some realm, because Dame is literally of that ilk. So when you look at it from that perspective, there's no way the Heat had what, it's unfortunate, they didn't just have that. It's unfortunate, you know, Jimmy Butler making the joke, because he knows it is what it is, because if you deplete the team, Dame's back in the same situation, even if you somehow keep him, Bam, and Butler, what are you going to have? Dame is not trying to go to Port, like, you know what I mean? And he still would go, but Portland not doing that. So I already knew. That's why I'm like, I told y'all from time he's not going to go to the Heat. I'll be surprised. He might stay with the same team or is going to be somewhere else. I don't know how this is going to play out because I don't know who's talking. I don't know what. I knew that the Bucks, like, I envisioned that if Dame, like, this is what we're going to talk about. So again, they traded to the Bucks. Now, before we get into the Bucks, let me stop my thought there and let's go into the trade. Let's just break it down. And I don't want to make this a too long video, but, you know, I be talking and my brain just goes everywhere. So sometimes I be saying I don't make it too long and end up being 30 minutes. It's not my fault, fam. It's just man's speaking. It's IQ, you know what I'm saying, and the passion behind it. So when you look at it from this perspective, right, let's look. let's look at the trade, right? When you look at the trade, the fact that they pulled this off was a great trade. That's why Dame is not even, because Dame normally said no to anybody else but the Heat, and he's trying to force his hand. But when you hear what they're gonna do for you, you're like, honestly, this is actually better than what I was thinking over here. I'm gonna rock with it, and that's how you know for Dame to say yes to this, for the Bucks to pull this off, and only say yes because Dame's not gonna come in here and suss the training camp and be like, no, I don't want to be here. It's like, for real, we're getting the real Dame. You look at the pairing with Giannis and Dame, like-minded guys, right? Not just the loyalty aspect, not just the get it out the mud, not just the I don't ask for much, but I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Not the I'm not going to complain. All of that, yes. But what the main thing with the mindset is that they come from the cloth of, it's the Mamba mentality mindset, right? Forget the skill. We're talking about the mindset. Giannis and Dame have different skill. Giannis and Kobe, different skill. But the mindset. The mindset of this Mamba mentality, this is why everybody kind of, if you have it, you have it. You can just smell it. Like Anthony Edwards has it. Like the Mamba mentality is not a skill set thing. Yes, the Mamba mentality will make you have more skill than you ever had because you're not going to be satisfied with just, at the end of the day, yes, I'm just running into the paint, but dog, in that moment, I know that it's harder for me to run into the paint when they're double teaming me. I need to be able to pull up. The game is telling you what you have to be able to do. Forget everything else. The game will tell you what's required if you're thinking of that level. If you're basically, if you're cognizant of what's happening. Some niggas just be playing. They just be out there playing and they watch film and then they see after. But if you're actually playing and you're locked in and you're thinking of being elite and anybody could get better, no matter who it is. No matter what you're in your career, anybody could get better if you really love the game to that magnitude. So when you look at it, dog, how am I just, dog? I went into the paint, I missed my free throws, and I went into the just foul me. Dog, if I have a floater game, it changes the game. If I could pull up right here, it changes the game. If I go to the post, so Giannis is aware of those things. It's just that he's not capable of doing it all the time because, again, if you lack skill, you could try it all day, every day, but that's what separates mans, right? It's just some men don't have the soft touch. It's just that's who you are. That's how you're born. It's just unfortunate. You could practice it, but you don't have the soft touch, so you got to maximize what you're good at and what you're great at. Some people just don't have the passing vision. They can pass all day they want to, but they're not going to see certain things because they just can never see certain things. Even if you tell them to see it and they watch the film in real time to have the skill set to see it, some aren't just, they're not, that's what separates mans. We're all different. Everybody's different. That's why you have to appreciate skill when you see it. So when you look at it from Giannis' perspective, yes, he don't have skill, but him and Dame have the same type of mentality. Under the radar, you know what I'm saying? Like, they view things the same way, you know what I'm saying, in terms of just like, dog, I'm not going to ask for much. When you give me what I have, I'm going to find a way to maximize it. Every time I play, I'm going to find a way to maximize it. No playoff. Every game is a series, even if it's exhibition and it's clutch. The same clutch in the exhibition is the same clutch in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. I treat it the same. That's Mamba mentality. Because it's not about the game. It's not about that, it's exhibition, I don't really care that much. It's not about the moment. It's about, at the end of the day, if I take the game serious and it's clutch, forget everything else. No matter what, if it's the park, if it's a clutch moment, I'm a do clutch because the more I do this and the mindset that I have in this moment is going to translate to other moments. If I'm clutch here, it's going to help when I'm clutch over there because it's going to be a different level of clutch. Not all clutch is equal. So if I'm able, you can't, I'm going to pass this. I'm going to, it's his exhibition. I don't care if it's clutch's exhibition. It's only regular season game 49. I don't care when you do that. But how could you now build good habits for now when it's game 7? You're just going to tap into that? If you haven't been tapping into it, it's not going to tap in when you have the elite defender on you. He's going to cookie you. He's going to do some type of read that you're not expecting because you're not tapped in that. You're not tapped in. This is the same way that they think. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that, I don't even need to talk to no man. You can just see it by the play. You could see it by the energy. You could see it by the aggression. And you could see it just how they take the game, right? You could just see it. So that's where it's a match made in heaven. So the trade for Dame, that's why he probably signed off on it. Obviously, he has no say, but it's indirect signing off in terms of I'm going to go behind. Even though Portland's trying to make the trade and they're trying to talk to me, are you happy with this? I'm going to go tell the Bucks, I'm Gucci, I'm a sign. If you're not happy with it, you can tell Portland you okay. Don't matter what you tell Portland. You could go and your agent can go tell the Bucks, if you trade for me here, or go tell Portland, if you trade for me over there, I'm not coming to camp, I don't want that. So Dame could have still not made the trade possible, even though the no trade clause, that's whatever. That's semantics. That don't matter. Niggas basically have a no trade clause in this NBA now because you could dictate. There's other ways to dictate. You don't have to follow the normal ways. Like, it's cerebral now. Everything is advanced now. So I could still force my way not to get traded and just be saying whatever. even if I have a no trade clause. So that's why the no trade clause didn't mean nothing. Fans we're saying that they're not going to trade him to a place you don't want to be traded to, because that team is not even going to sign off on that, because if they hear, what, this man don't want to be here, I'm not trading for that. So they ask those questions now. Is he okay? Is he good? Like, they're gonna ask that. It's just, I don't need to talk to nobody. It's plain as day. You know what I'm saying? You can see it, you can smell it. So when you look at it from that perspective, like, Dame had to like what he's hearing for him to get traded. He had to like what he's hearing from time, even when they were even in the talks, before they even talked about anything. Yo, we're looking at the Bucks. They have some pieces. Dog, would you be okay, Dame? You Bucks? You know what? Yeah. That's fire. I can see it. Go ahead. Talk to them, see what they want. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it goes. It might not be fully like that, but there's some conversation. So, anyways, Dame signed off on that. That's obviously blessed. So now that he's there, let's look at the trade that actually happened, the trade package. So, it was the Bucks obviously received Damian Lillard, 3-team trade with the Blazers and the Suns. The Blazers received DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm just reading. Drew Holiday, 2029 first-round pick from the Bucks, 2 first-round pick swaps with the Bucks, 2028 and 2030. And then the Suns get Grayson Allen from the Bucks, Keon Johnson from the Blazers, Nazar Little from the Blazers, and Nurkic from the Blazers. So this is an in-depth trade, because 3 teams are impacted differently. 3 teams are in different situations. The Bucks and Suns are in similar situation, but the Blazers are in different situations. So we have to see, does everybody? I honestly, when I look at it, I think all 3 teams win. I was skeptical with Nurkic and the Ayton flip, because I'm looking at it from just Nurk has always been injury prone. But if you look at it, for the last couple of seasons, he's played all the games. He's played good amount of games, like 56, 52. He's been injured, obviously, but he only had that 1 year. For the most part, he's been okay. He's been injury prone, so it's not like he can't be injured. But again, the way the Suns have designed their roster, Nurkic isn't supposed to be there for 30, 40 minutes. He's there for specific scenarios. He's there for, again, they're looking at Jokic. That's who they lost to. They don't care about any other team. They're looking at Jokic. Jokic is what they're looking at. Jokic is they know that the Nuggets are formidable. They're looking at, we're probably going to meet them again. This is the road. We have to go through them at some point. So we're going to make a center swap for that. The problem with Ayton was Ayton athletically is gifted. Height, gifted. Soft touch, gifted. His IQ and his lack of motor skill and intensity and his physicality, his physique, is what was a weakness for him. Forget the stats, forget all of that shit. So what we talking about, the motor, is second, third, fourth type of efforts, meaning the second jump. You block the first one, and then another man gets the rebound, or you're going to block the second one. Ayton won't do that. He's going to jump once, and then that's it. He's going to jump once for the block. If he gets the block, he's not going to jump again to get the rebound. That's it. Even if he can't get the rebound, he's not going to tip the ball to KD over there or tip it in someone's direction. Like, his effort was lacking. That's something that is consistent in his play through all the years. When he's obviously getting the ball often, his effort normally increases. He's one of those like Bynum types where when they're getting the rock offensively, their defensive play, their motor increases. And when you're with a cerebral team like that, you can't have a player like that. Back then, if you're a guy who's the second or third option or second option as a center, you could operate like that because you need to get the rock and you have to let mans know, yo, give me the rock or I'm not blocking the ball. Like, you're forcing your way to get the rock. It's a different context because you're not a pointer. You can't just get the ball and you know what I mean? You're going to get a 3 in the key. You're going to do things to try and force to get the ball. So I can understand that, right? But on this team, Ayton needed to be a guaranteed, how DeAndre Jordan used to be, how Tyson Chandler used to be, how Rudy Gobert has been. Obviously, there's levels, but you know what I mean? Like, he has to be that type of big where you're not offensively getting the rock like that. So your defensive capabilities, like, you still will get, like, Ayton's supposed to be hybrid. He's going to get the rock regardless because when they double team KD and the pick and PNR, the short row, he's available, all those floaters, like, he has game. Ayton is nice. Don't get it twisted. I think he could be way nicer than he actually is. He even has a 3-point game, low key. And it's just he's not shooting it comfortable-wise, maybe because the team, they're not, don't shoot the 3. They don't have him in those spots, so he's kind of hesitant. But he can shoot the 3. Don't get it twisted. Like, if he was enabled, he will shoot. I can see him shooting 35% from the 3 easily, like how AD be shooting the 3. Ayton definitely could do that. But the point is, in terms of, like, that's the team's context and where they aspire to go in the championship dreams that they have from the Phoenix Suns end of things, they need a big to be this type of big regardless. Even if you get touches or not, you have to have great physicality so you could bang with Jokic, which Nurkic has. He has the great body up. Like, you'll see Ayton play great defense in like 5 seconds. Let's say Jokic is posting up. He's playing great defense, and then literally Jokic would just use his strength and just hit him with like an elbow right here. And Ayton will, and then literally now he has a post spin and he has a reverse layup. Literally, like, Ayton will play great defense, but from body up, physicality wise, he gets sunned. And he's literally now negated. You know what I'm saying? Where if you have a guy like Nurkic, certain physical moves that Jokic is going to do is going to be canceled. So you better just get this bucket for real now. You know what I'm saying? So that's more of a harder duress type of bucket. It's not that Jokic can't make it, but it's another level of difficulty that he has to operate with in that moment, which now could affect other plays. Or if he has to be difficult in these takes every time, maximum difficulty in the paint all the time, you know what I'm saying? At some point, he's going to miss a 1-2. You know what I mean? You just have to increase your level of difficulty, which increases your chances of a miss or just a bad or just in your favor, just an advantage situation. So Ayton was literally a guaranteed bucket for Jokic. Not that he couldn't play defense. It's just that Jokic's brain and physicality was light years ahead of where Ayton actually is. Where Nurkic, it might not be the skill like this, and it's funny because they used to be on the same team. They're very similar type of players. It's just Jokic is the better version of that. So Nurk is gonna know how Jokic is gonna operate in this moment. He's gonna know what move he's gonna go to. They have the same grounded. I have to be strong to get you off me to now get this layup. So Nurkic is gonna not move. He's gonna stand there. I know what move he's gonna do. He's gonna body it with his chest. Boom, you're not getting that off, and I might block you now. I'm gonna contest now, and it might not be the way you're used to it going. Like, Jokic is literally having easy uncontested layups just from strength, just from position and Zebo type shit. Nurk lives that life, so he knows, right? So it's literally like I could see from the outside and just when looking at the stats and looking at what the hell Ayton is this, but you got to look at how they were beat versus the Suns, how they were beat. They're trying to cancel. Remember, it's Hoopers out there, right? The owner now was Hooper. You got James Jones, Hooper. Like this, they see different things. It's not about the stats. It's about like they can't envision Ayton correcting certain things yet at this point in time in his career, which is why they probably said any opportunity, like, we'll rock with him, but any opportunity, if we could get something, we gonna make it. So now when Damian's like here and they're like, oh, we're looking for a third team, you guys trying to get rid of Nurk too? Yo. You know what I mean? So, and then they get Grayson out and they get deeper rotational pieces, 3-and-D guys. Like, they just are. That Suns team is really deep. If the Lions aren't paying attention, I don't know how the Suns is going under the radar, but dog, that team, and Nurk don't have to play all those minutes because they got Bobo, he can still play backup center if he wants to. They got the boy from Portland as well too. That guy is a really like Eubanks. They got him. That man is I be watching him. He don't be getting bare stats. He makes the right passes to the corner. Nurkic has that ability too, right passing reads. Ayton didn't really have that. It's just, I'm going to short roll and floater. He didn't have the next pass to the corner. He didn't have that advance. Nurk has that. His screens are really screens, right? Like, he's really bodying up screens. Ayton be sometimes frail with his screens. It's just physicality. He just lacks that certain physicality strength, right? He don't be having that all the time, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, just, it's just, Nurk literally is a match made in heaven with what Phoenix is trying to do. From the naked eye, you might not see it that way. I didn't see it that way originally. Just first emotional reaction. But I normally, when I do emotional reaction, I sit back and I'm like, hold on, let me think for a second. All right, let me analyze. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? The only big that they're kind of scared of in the West is Nurk. Is Jokic. That's the only big they're trying to game plan for. Nurk is the one to cancel some shit. Now, again, Nurk might struggle in the drop coverage, all this type of stuff, but it's not like Ayton was switching anyways, and Jokic got away with playing drop coverage. He didn't won a ring by playing drop coverage. He never had to switch to anybody and he just played drop coverage. These guys aren't potent enough to pull midi every day, all day, every day. Like, so we might as well just lock in two. And if they had a yoke, let's get our own version of a yoke and let's go to work. And that he's gonna know how to cancel yoke. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, I'm starting to like the Suns trade way more than I did originally because I was just analyzing Nurk versus Ayton. But again, you got to look at it. They don't need Ayton to be the Ayton. They need Ayton to be Nurk-like because they have cerebral talent around them. You have Book, you have Katie, you have Beal. Nurk could still do similar things that Ayton could do in terms of short roll, but he could do better things in terms of diving to that man in the corner, Bobo in the corner, and hit him. He's going to hit whoever, and he's going to hit Okogie. He's going to hit Bradley Beal second off him off the short roll, hit him. Like now it's going to be a more cerebral offense of what they envision offensively because they don't. Ayton individually is better than Nurk, but they don't need Ayton to be that guy. They need Ayton to just be to rock with the punches. Whatever. If you have to short roll and floater every time right now, that's what's available, we do it. But if they cut that off and the man pre-rotate, you got to hit the corner right now. Ayton might not hit. He's going to try and spin and do a lay, and then another guy's going to block him from behind. Like, Ayton be doing that shit. It's not that Ayton's weak. It's just that Ayton, for what they need, he's not that right now. He's a young boy. You know what I'm saying? So he's not that right now in his skill set in his mind. His mind is not that. So I like the Suns trade. That's how I'm seeing things. You know what I mean? So I like the Nurk trade, and Nurk is going to rebound. They might average the same amount of rebounds, but we're talking about like body up, multiple efforts, positioning, just get the rebound, move. Like Nurkic is doing that. Even if he has to tap it, like Nurkic is doing that. He's gonna have good verticality. He might not get bare blocks. They both get around the same blocks, but Nurk gonna block some shit. Ayton gonna block some shit. He might not get the same type of blocks, but Nurk's blocks his verticality blocks, his position. If you don't get the blocks, he has proper strength and a verticality, and he's tall, right? So he's gonna verticality like this. He's gonna do same shit Jokic be doing, probably better in terms of like. So he's not a great PNR guy. So for other teams, yeah, they might kill the drop, whatever, but. It's not about if he's struggling, just switch him out and let's bring Bobo or let's bring Eubanks, who's gonna switch better and he has better verticality, better agility in terms of the PNR and can switch and then gap recover, all that. Like they have all answers in their bigs right now. They could go small ball with the Bobo. They have other smaller 6'10" sick guys. They have Metu. They could put at the fight. Like they have bare guys. They could do any type of however we playing. We have multiple. That was their weakness before. They didn't have multiple answers. They have multiple answers for any type of big, any type of small ball, anything. They have that now. So I like that, and I'm happy with what the Suns did from that perspective. From the Blazers end, Ayton is a perfect match for them because, again, having that verticality big, having that defense in terms of not hella defensive, but he's going to get block shots. He's going to have verticality. He's going to have those things. He's going to get the ball way more. He's going to be more offensively minded. He's going to have probably be a 1/2. A 1-2 option. Like it's gonna be, I can see him and Scoot as a 1-2 punch because athletically rolling, and then you have Scoot who's gonna athletically punch. He's gonna hand it off to him. Done. Like he could. And the timeline of how young they are and everything. It's a perfect match made in heaven. I could see it, which is why Ayton's probably amped. They're not gonna be scolding him. They're gonna let him make mistakes, and he's gonna learn his own way. When you're having Ayton who wants to do certain things, and then the coaching staff and Monty and all the other men is telling him to do this and do this and do this. And another piece for the Suns is Frank Vogel, too. So you got to remember that. But to do this and to this and to this, it's like he's not mentally – he's thinking he's getting demoralized and they're trying to make him something he's not. And he's not in the same mindset to just accept those things and do it exactly how they're saying. He's kind of wants to do what he wants to do. It's just timing, young versus old type of – it just happens. It's normal. It's not like a knock against Nurk, right? I mean, a knock against Ayton. It just sometimes happens, right? When a guy is expecting something from himself and when he goes to bed at night and he sleeps, he dreams of what he expects to be playing like. And when he's not getting those touches, getting those things, it's frustrating. So now it's like, you want me to do that? And it's just, that's how hoop goes sometimes. So it's unfortunate. But it's going to be a match made in heaven when he's with Portland. So I could see that and perfect. And now we go into the main thing. It's getting long, but we go into the main thing with Dame and Giannis, right? That's another match made in heaven. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of y'all don't understand. Dame is better than Steph. Let's keep it a buck. Forget the stats. Forget the oh my gosh, shoot efficiency. Steph is in a situation where he's getting a lot of open shots. It doesn't mean Steph don't hit tough shots. It does not mean Steph's not the greatest shooter of all time. Understand what I'm saying? Get out your feelings. I'm talking from a hoop IQ perspective. If Dame's stats is looking like this while he's bringing up the ball as a PG and he's this efficient, it might not be Steph's efficiency right now, but the fact that he's this efficient off tough shots, off the same shots from deep, his shot looks more comfortable from deep. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Not like Steph. Steph's is a push shot. He's still nice with it. But Dame, you see from half court, his is a regular shot. The free throw shot and the shot from Egypt is the same shot. The clutch ability Dame has while he's ball handling, running PG. He's running a harder difficulty type of play. Running PG every play is different than you running off the ball and Draymond just nicing you and passing to you and man screening and relocating and running around and you're getting bare catch and shoot open shots because of movement. And it's not that it's a knock against Steph. It's just that it's rating things accordingly. It's a different context. You can't look at Steph in his context and look at his percentage and look at all this stuff and compare it to what Dame is doing, mano-a-mano, with the ball, bare ISOs, bare PNR. Every play I'm point guard and I have to make decisions. Every decision is coming through me. That's a different light. I've been trying to tell y'all about this. Now you even hear Dame said it. You hear Mike James said it. I've been trying to tell y'all about this. Rate everybody accordingly. A lot of y'all can't see past the splashes and all the magic shit that Steph does because he is great. No one's taking that away from him. But let's understand the greatness. Steph used to run PG, so I'm different. Dame said we haven't seen Steph in that light. He was just being very, very business-like and very, very cordial and not get into the nitty-gritty because we damn sure well know that the niggas in the league, if I understand hoop and I'm not in the league, the man's in the league know what time it is. So there's no way that man is watching. We seen Steph run point guard. When Mark Jackson was there and he was averaging only 21, 22, it's still not bad, but there's other point guards averaging that. 21, 22. When he got to the 30 points per game for what Dame is doing, 30, 31, all of that. It's not when he was running PG. It's when Draymond came in. What's it called? What's his name? David Lee got injured. Draymond had to now run the starting power forward. And then when Kerr came, they switched the offense, and Draymond was now the facilitator. And that's when Steph got unlocked. All this Steph Curry 30-point per game shit, all this shit was happening because the system changed. This is why I tell people Steph is the biggest system player of all time that y'all are not understanding. Go look at him prior when he was running PG. It was not the same. It was not the same. It does not mean he was not nice. It does not mean he was not elite. It does not mean that. But the level of elite, he went to a different stratosphere. Unanimous MVP. All this level he went to was when Draymond was there. It got unlocked. Which is why when you look at Steph's, all his history breaking, 3-point makes, Draymond is leading in how many assists. This is why. This is why Draymond gets suspended. It's a different game. They lose. They lose game. Well, come on now. You think Draymond suspending going to affect Dame? What are we talking about? If Dame was in Steph's shoes, the winning would even win a different route. Because he's clutch. He's clutch. He's a different level of clutch. Now you're going to tell me Dame is not running with a Giannis who's basically a 2.0 version, a 15.0 version of Draymond? The vision ain't the same. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about a power forward ball handler running downhill. Giannis is going to make so much. It's different passing. Draymond is just passing off of without him being a threat. He just has vision. Giannis don't have vision like that, but he's going to dunk. Now man's just trying to stop the dunk. Dame is open on the trailer. Now Dame is going to get bare catch and shoot shots, fam, like his all-star game. He's going to live a context that Steph is living. His percentage is going to increase. His points per game might not be the same reckless. I still think it will be because Dame is Dame. But now he's going to get way more easier shots. The efficiency should increase. Like, Dame, y'all should be Dame is going to be in a different context that y'all never seen, and that's the problem with y'all. Y'all can't see shit until it happens. Y'all can't see what's happening and be like, yo, Steph is in a different scenario than what Dame is in, and Dame is killing this much. Dame is obviously the better player. It's just this different scenario. Y'all are blinded by the splashies and the system and the luxurious life that Steph is living. Steph don't have to guard nobody. Steph can be hit. He can be hidden. Steph don't have to run the one. He can run off the ball and run around. Steph waits for opportunities. That's how Steph's game is. He waits for you to make a mistake, and then he capitalizes. He doesn't take the mistake. He doesn't take the opportunity. He runs around. He's just doing all this shit. They're doing all this shit. Hope you make a mistake. Hope two mans run to Clay. Now I'm open. They're hoping for you to make a mistake, and then we capitalize. But if you don't make a mistake, Steph ain't taking over. And that's why I rate Steph accordingly. I don't have him where all of y'all have him. Dame, if he's running this shit and you make a mistake, he make you pay. But if you now cancel everything, there's no mistake, mano-a-mano, he gonna make you pay. He gonna take the game away. He gonna turn up. No fear. Clutch. Bucket. Game winner. Step back from Egypt. Oh, come on now, fam. What are we talking about? Don't even celebrate when I get game winners because I do this. Bye-bye. No smile. Look at the camera. What are we talking about? There's levels. I'm speaking a language that a lot of y'all won't understand, yo. Y'all won't understand it. But if you understand, you understand. And if you don't understand, just remove that emotional barrier and listen to what a man is saying to you. Go look at the game. The game, it's not me. It's not me. I'm just one of those guys that can remove all his emotional abilities and just see the game how you see the game, how you're supposed to see the game. And really it's just about the game. But I'm not doing nothing special. I'm just another man. Y'all can see the game the same way too. You just choose not to. Go look at the footage. Forget everything I'm saying. Don't look at the stats and compare. Because again, if you go look at stats and compare Steph's game to Dame's game, you're doing yourself a disservice because I just answered you. My rebuttal to that is that his percentages here versus his percentages here, you can't just compare percentages. His context is different. So his percentages are going to be, Steph is in a maximized, luxurious scenario where his percentages are not the same percentages as every other man, De'Aaron Fox, Damian Lillard, Kyrie, that's running point guard every day. That's you know what I mean? That's a different context. Mans are shooting elite in that context. Steph is not in that context. Go look at when Steph was running PG. Go look at his percentages. It wasn't like how it is now. So you can't just throw percentages to me. Oh, his efficiency, but he shoots better. You can't throw that to me because you're not understanding that why those percentages are different. Steph is not taking bare tough shots. I'm talking about step back contested. He's taking tough shots from deep, but they're still open. And that's Steph. It's Steph. He's the greatest shooter of all time. He's gonna make that. It's open. Dame's is contested. And even if it's open, it's not open because I had to do so much to get there. Doesn't mean Steph don't have sometimes going to do step back. Doesn't mean sometimes he's not going to ISO. I'm talking about on an everyday basis. I'm talking about in a playoff scenario. That's what I'm talking about. First Boston, how Steph killed was he was killing the drop. It wasn't like he was just switchability and man just guarding one-on-one. They only did that at the end of game 6, but he was already comfortable, and that's why he killed Horford with the blow-bys how many times? But we seen him have Caleb on him, he got padded. We seen Tristan Thompson on him, he got padded. We seen that before. I know people elevate, but I haven't seen him in the finals switch everything yet ever since I've seen only versus Boston. People thought that. No. That's why he had his greatest performance because Mans is in the drop all game. He's open shots. I'm seeing Marcus Smart get clipped 3 times by Draymond in transition off a screen. He has to jump over Draymond to contest, man, and his Robert Williams is in the paint. What are you talking about? Like, come on now. I see the game. I see the game. If True talks, you listen, fam. I'm telling y'all something. It's not even an argument what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all something. It only becomes an argument because y'all want to be emotional and whatever. I get that because man see the game differently. But I'm telling y'all something. It's like an architect telling you. I said this example to I've been telling mans. If an architect tells you, if you're buying a house and you look at the aesthetics of these 2 houses, oh, this house is better. But the nigga who built both houses comes to you and tells you, yo, forget all that flashy stuff. This house is the better house because I'm telling you, 10 years from now, the foundation that I use is properly did. It has this, it has this, it has this. This, you know what I mean? He's breaking it down for you. There's no way you're going to say to him now, nah, fam, this house is better. He's telling you something. You get what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm telling you real hoop. From the hooper perspective, I'm telling y'all something. Dame is the better player. And it's light years. I'm telling light years away. You know what I'm saying? It's light years away. It's just Dame is in a different scenario. The fact that Dame did this, as the fact that he can even be compared to Steph and he shoots from deep, saying the game is very similar. But Dame's is just a reckless version because of the confidence, the mentality, and he's just a different guy. Now you're gonna give him open shots with Giannis. I'm telling y'all, the East knows. Everybody, the Hoopers know. They know how different this could be. This could be almost a guaranteed chip for Dame and them if this stuff line up properly. The only one who could buy. That's why it's like a lot of people are like Bucks and Suns finals. Bucks and I could see it. I could very much see it. And it's gonna look different than how it did before with Bucks and Suns. I can very much see it. Like Dame is in a position now where like if they already were every year a contender, like this is different now because the Bucks, that's what they lacked. They lacked clutch play. Yes, they lost Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday being lost is a big loss. Don't get it twisted. It's a big loss. It's a very big loss. But you have to understand from the perspective of the Bucks, Middleton being clutch, he's not like he's not clutch, but there's a limit to his clutch play because there's just separation in talent. Like, there's just separation in talent. That 1 year, he had bare clutch play, and he had a outer body clutch experience. But his clutch experience wouldn't matter when KD's foot is on the line. It would have been canceled. That's the difference between Dame. Dame is the KD foot on the line. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, Middleton is an under par guy who's being clutch. He's being clutch given this scenario, but he could be his clutch matched against KD's clutch is nowhere near. So if KD's foot wasn't on the line, he would have just slapped Middleton in the clutch. That's what I'm saying. Where Dame and KD's clutch is here. Some might even say Dame's is here. Not like not that far, my fault. Like this. Because of what Dame is doing. Dame is getting ISO game winners from half step back on PGs for PG get emotional and say it's a bad shot. A bad shot for the rest of y'all, but for him, no, it ain't. Are you not paying attention? If anything, you're supposed to make Dame drive and do a tough floater or something like that. You're not supposed to let him take a step back. Like, that's what he does, yo. Or have you not been watching, PG? Get out your feelings, fam. He just cooked you. He just cooked you. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And the context when y'all were talking smack to each other, that whole series, there's no way you guarded him like that. You just did the normal, what? That's a tough shot. I'm not contesting that shit. That's what you did. But let's keep it a buck. Dame is not the one to do that with. How many game winners has he had? Like, come on, fam. Let's not do this. We're not doing that. Dame is a different level. So when you have Dame now as your clutch guy, where Giannis now could be himself. I don't have to be in the clutch. I could just set screens. I could roll. I could just go get guaranteed dunks. I don't have to like try and get a clutch bucket and run downhill. Like I don't have to. They sagged off of me, shoot an open three. I could literally just. And he already did naturally do that. If you notice, Giannis how he plays in three quarters versus when it's in the clutch. He goes to Middleton and Holiday and he starts setting screens. He starts being more big man, regular guy. You only had an out of body experience versus the Suns in Game 6 where he had the 50 and hit all his free throws, whatever. For the most part, he's not doing that, and he knows that. So him getting Dame and having a guy who could do that is literally like it's a literally modern day version of Shaq and Kobe. That's what that is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people aren't understanding. Like it's different. And what I see, yes, Holiday, the defensive capabilities, the stopping he was doing, but you got to understand. This NBA is not the old NBA where it's just defense. You could still have solid defense, but if you have cerebral and superior type of offense, you will always be at a better position than a team that just has elite defense because you're going to face other guys who are superior offensively who could cancel your elite defense. Like for Jimmy Butler, for you to have elite defense and Jimmy Butler's the one killing you, clearly the elite defense is not the route to go with. And that's what the Bucks are looking at. Okay, let's go with the more offensive power weapon. We'll still have elite defense regardless. We might drop a little bit defensively, but our offensive power, we're not even going to be in scenarios that we would be because we have this offensive power. So we don't have to rely on our defense as much. It's not important to, oh my God, you better get a stop right now. Even if they don't get a stop, he coming down and he killing. That's what the game is about now. It doesn't mean you don't have defense. Defense doesn't matter. But if you don't get that one big stop, it's not the end of the world when you have certain type of talent, certain type of clutch guys. We'll match you. We'll get a buck now. And eventually we'll have good enough defense where you're a buck. You better not miss, because if you miss, we get another buck. That's the way the NBA has been gearing and going. The Nuggets are also like that. Will get stops, but it's not to get every damn stop. It's just that their offense is unstoppable, that you better make every shot. If you miss one, even if I don't play good defense. Jokic ain't playing great defense, but if you miss that, I played a drop. If you miss that pull-up, oh, you better not miss. We coming downhill. Now we doing two-man game with Murray, and we that cerebral that we not missing. That's the difference. So when you look at it from that perspective, the Bucks are in a way better position. They're literally light years than what they used to be, and they won a ring in that other realm. So the fact that they have this now, it's like, dog, it could really get scary. It can really get scary. It's between the Bucks and the Celtics. No other team, you're not even in play. It's the Bucks and the Celtics, because the Celtics, even though if they were to get Drew Holiday now, and replace that Marcus Smart with a Drew Holiday, fam, they even become like this, where it's like, dog, right now they're still like this because Tatum could elevate, Brown could elevate, and Tatum is still him too. And in the clutch, he turn up. It's a difference. And they only lost because he injured his ankle that game. So if he was there, they wouldn't have lost that game. I'm telling y'all something. You know what I'm saying? So they might even have a ring right now. So that's how they're feeling. Now we upgraded the roster. Yes, we lost Marcus Smart, and he was very crucial. Same way Drew Holiday is very crucial. But it didn't come down to just defense. It came down to offensive no IQ. And if we have Porzingis who could kill the zone in the middle, he could shoot the three. You know what I mean? Defensive capability, and he's another boost. We feel like we even got better. So the Bucks and Celtics is right here. You know what I'm saying? So whatever one you choose is a pick 'em. So when you look at it from that perspective, the Bucks got 15 times better. And so when I look at it, it's a win-win in all scenarios from this trade. I know this video was way longer than I intended to be, but as I'm talking, I keep remembering what certain mans be saying and fans be saying and stuff like that. And it's like, dog, this Dame versus Steph shit needs to stop, fam. It needs to stop. I know y'all won't see it. So I'm outnumbered. I'm always outnumbered because my understanding of the game is not because of what everyone's saying, clearly. If you don't know that by now, you should know that. You know what I'm saying? You should know that by now. It's just by reading the game. So I'm going to say things that mans won't see. But the hoopers see, the purists see. We all think alike. It's the same shit. We might think differently in certain things, but it's still a pure conversation. It's still a purist type of mindset, and what you see is parity. You know what I'm saying? You could see it. So you see the game on levels that mans don't see the game. You don't have to use the right terminology. You don't forget all that shit. Do you see what's happening? Do you see that he was supposed to make the skip pass? That's turnover. It's not really his turnover. It's because that guy didn't drift to the corner when he was supposed to. So now that guy stole it. And yes, he looked like he threw it out of bounds. He didn't really throw it out. He threw it to where he was supposed to be. That man sus. He didn't move how he was supposed to. That's what I'm talking about. When you see the game on that level, it becomes you see things differently. You say things differently. And players aren't all rated. You could see when it's the team that makes this player, or the system that makes this player this different versus the actual individual talent. Dame could be plugged in anywhere and be that elite. It don't matter. The fact that he's elite like this off the most difficult way, he's definitely going to be elite when it's easier. Come on now. His skill set is the same as Steph in terms of shooting from deep. Like everything they do is the same type of, it's the same. They don't take as many mid-ranges. They take here and there when it's required. It's threes and paint because they shoot from so deep, so their blow-bys naturally lead them to the paint. You know what I'm saying? They could relocate. Dame could relocate. Dame could play off the ball. He just doesn't have to all the time. But that's how he worked with CJ, because he let CJ have the pill and he was moving off the off-ball screens and he would relocate. Like he's from the day he came into the league when he played with Aldridge, he couldn't just run the ball all the time. When Aldridge in the post, he would relocate off the pin downs, off the back screens, flare screens, all of that. Like Dame has all ability. It's just y'all don't see it, so it's okay. But I hope I did my best to explain some things. You know what I mean? I know it's getting long, and I pause. Holy, that's wild. But I know that the video is getting. You know, I gotta end it, man. I gotta end it. So it's True Talks. It's True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think of the trade. I think this is a great move for all three parties. Normally that doesn't happen often. One team is the bad team. Like this was actually a great trade for all three teams. Like when I mean great, I mean great. A+. A+ for all three teams. A+. And that really happened. So all three teams are probably happy. That's why they made this trade, and that's why the trade was done that fast, because all three teams are happy, right? They weren't coming from a perspective of, oh, I'm trying to finesse you. It's literally like, yo, Dame needs to be out. We'd have to find a way, and we have to make it work for where Dame has to be happy and where I have to be happy. And this was the only trade to do that. And the Suns also were like, yo, we need to be happy because we're trying to look for a championship. We need to flip Ayton some point because we know he's not ready. We know he's not ready for Jokic. We know that. We know that's like that. Our championship aspirations has to go through Jokic, and we know he's not ready. So that's why they're like, you're just waiting for the opportunity. And this would Nurk's available. Yo, we didn't think of Nurk, but you know what? And then boom. So all three parties are happy, and you know, you just have to see it from that perspective, from that lens. Take away your emotional reaction and your biasness from all whatever you have, and just see the game how you see the game, and just improve on seeing the game, and you'll understand things way differently. It'll be a different life. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine watching the game with some of y'all eyes. Like it's like, you know, what are y'all even watching? Not even watching the game. It's like, it's just like, I don't even know. But anyways, it is what it is. I don't mean to you know, bash on anybody, but it's just the game is the game, fam. Like a lot of y'all y'all need to improve, fam. Improve, please. Just stop reading stats. Watch the game and learn the game. Learn the game. And if you don't learn the game, send them my way. Because when True Talks, you listen. Click that notification button so you know when I'm here. Because I'm here. You feel me? Oh, my goodness. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. The season about to turn up. I know. Consistency. Y'all, Banks. Where you at? I'm, dog. 2 kids. New kid just born. I'm coming, though. Pause. You know what I mean? I'm here, though. Remember that I'm here, though. It's coming just now. I'm here, though. We gonna this the season. Spread the word. This the season, you heard? This the season. So we out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. You already know. And I'm out, man.